Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got in a flashlight to take a look at. This one's coming from Sofirn and the model is the ST1. This is a flat style flashlight with a very futuristic design to it. It's got really good output and pretty decent run times on it. So stick around if you want to learn about it. We'll do a real quick unboxing. We'll go over all the features and specifications. We'll go over the user interface. I'll give you guys some beam shots and then give some thoughts on it. I have over 50 Sofirn flashlights, and I've always been impressed with the quality of their lights and the price that you get them for. Way back in the day, their boxes used to come like this. And I know you're not buying the light for the box, but you can just see how they have progressed. Like this box looks really nice. But again, they're showing you the model, name, some of our information. We're going to have a max output of 1500 lumens, a beam distance of just over 220 meters, 450 hour runtime. Wait, some more information here. You can pause and read any of that you want. We'll probably go over some of it, and a QR code to scan if you want to. Alright, let's see how this is packaged and what all they include with this. So we're going to have the light up on top there. Looks like we have a charging cable, type C to type C. That's nice. A lanyard. And a manual. This little thing here says, welcome to the Sofirn family. Gives some of their socials. And it tells you that the flashlight is locked and how to unlock it. I will quickly show you the manual. You can pause and read any of this that you'd like. I like showing it just in case there are things that I leave out, or in case you buy this light and lose your manual. You can always come back to this video for reference. So here is the ST1. I'll give you guys some close-ups before we start getting into all the details of it. So first impressions, just kind of looking it over, this thing is very, very sleek looking. I think they said they designed it to look like a cyber vehicle, like in the future, but it is definitely interesting. I know it's made out of some type of like aerospace grade aluminum. I don't know if it's 6061 or what exactly, but and then it has some type of anodization to prevent scratches and scuffs and stuff. It's IPX7 waterproof rated, so it is submersible. I think a meter or so for like 30 minutes. So it's definitely fine in the rain and to get splashed and stuff like that. And then it's been drop tested at 1 meter. We are looking at an overall length of 4.7 inches, a width of 1.1, and a thickness of 0.6 inches. And there it is on top of a dollar bill for reference. Grab you guys a weight. This does have a built-in battery. It's 2100 milliamp hours. And we are looking at 3.5 ounces. So I showed that USB-C cable earlier. Here's our USB-C port. It's got a rubber cover here on it. Also, that's our spot for our lanyard. We're going to have a single button right here. And then obviously the LEDs are up front. And they supposedly designed this to where it's almost like a car's headlights. There's multiple LEDs on the side and one in the middle. And I don't know how well this will show up, but they're actually kind of like curved on the front here. There, you can probably see it that way. So let's get into the operation. This light's going to have a moonlight, a low, medium, high, and a turbo. There aren't any special modes like blinky mode, strobe, SOS, or any of that. There also aren't any of like the red lights or UV lights or lasers. It's just the white LEDs on this light. So again, it's shipped in the locked phase, and it basically says press it twice to get out of it. There are a couple things you can do while it's locked though. You can long press and it will give you a low light, and then when you release, the light will shut off. So again, long press, low, and then off. The other thing you can do is while it's locked, is you can press this one time and it'll flash a couple times telling you what your battery status is. That green means we're somewhere between 100% and 50%. If we hit it and it's orange, it means it's somewhere between 50 and 20%. And if it were red, it's between 20% and 1%. This light does have mode memory, so whenever we double tap this to get unlocked, it'll be whatever we last had it on. I'm not sure what that is. To cycle through the different modes, you just basically press and hold. Alright, so that's going to be our low then. So as you can see, there's 5 LEDs up here, and when we turn it on, and on that low, all 5 of them are on. So medium, all 5 are on, high, all 5 are on. It's not like you only get some of them for certain outputs. They're all on all the time. So that low is about 10 lumens, and it will run close to 100 hours on a fully charged battery. Now if we want to go to the medium, again, we just press and hold. You can see that's a pretty big bump right there. That goes to 350 lumens, and that will run for like 3.5 hours. And then high is 800 lumens. You can see we have a good hot spot. You can kind of see the edge lines over here. High, that will run for like 10 minutes for that 800 lumens. And then it does step down to 600 lumens, and that will run basically for like another 100 minutes, basically until the battery goes out. So pretty good performance on that. 800 lumens for over 10 minutes, again on a light this size. And if you want that 1500 lumens, you double tap while it's on. You can see the bump right there now. Really good center hotspot. That's going to run for maybe about 2 minutes for 1500 lumens, and then it will step down to 600 lumens and go for like another 100 minutes. And that's the one that we're going to get the 226 meters of throw is up on turbo. But that's still a lot of light for a pretty lengthy time, again, out of a light this size. Like I've had it on turbo, I don't know, well over a minute and something now, and it's not even getting warm or anything. Definitely not the body. I mean, it's maybe a little bit of warmth right through here, but again, we're still up on turbo. Let's say that you're in the low setting and you go up to turbo. A single click will bring you back to the output that you were using. That is a super nice feature. There's very few flashlights that do that. Most will go back to a high or something like that, or shut off completely. Really like that feature. Turbo, one click brings you back. There's also a moonlight. It's a 1 lumen moonlight, so kind of a true moonlight. Light has to be off, and then you long press that. That'll come on. And as you can see, you can barely see that light there. But that's still good, like if you're in a tent and need to read something, or if you're out and need to read a map or something like that. That really low lumen, like you can barely see it on the table. And if you're in the moonlight, you can then cycle through all your other modes, your low, medium, high. Or also if you're in moonlight and you just want to go off, you can just single press, it shuts it off. And that is the entire operation of it. It is a super simple light. I threw that lanyard on there. It is not adjustable. But I want to show you guys what this is going to look like down in a pocket. And again, you do not have to use that lanyard. You could just drop it in without it. But so pretty flat in there. I will say though that it can like move around in your pocket. Like right now it's kind of like this. Like I would prefer it probably for me to like stand up, but it's not going to unless you have other stuff in your pocket. maybe if you had your wallet or something like that there beside of it. But yeah, it's kind of just going to like fall as it may. But then you can easily pull it out. Well, let's look into charging this and then see if we can still use it while it's charging. So we're going to have a red light when it's charging. That will change to green once it's fully charged. Let's see if we can use it. Looks like it goes through all those modes. Let's check out turbo. Yep. Looks like everything works. Check out moonlight. Yep. So yeah, you can completely use the light while it's charging. Alright, let's check out the ST1 inside the house. I'm going to start off in that moonlight, kind of like the ultra low. Camera's probably going to have a hard time even picking this up. Let's go up to the low next. And now the medium. There's a huge bump in output. And then the high. You can see it's definitely a floodlight. That entire wall over there is kind of the hot spot. And now finally the turbo. But it definitely lights things up really well. Alright, let's see what this Sofirn looks like outside here. I'm going to start off in the low first. And we'll go up to the medium. High next. And then the turbo. So I've had this ST1 for a few weeks now, and I really like it. This is the first flat style light that Sofirn has ever done, and I think they did an excellent job with it. The build quality is superb on it. I really like the overall design and just the look, the appearance of it. It's very, very sleek. It almost doesn't even look like a flashlight. I love how simple the user interface is. One button to turn it on, one button to turn it off. Same button changes your modes. I actually like that it does not have the UV modes. I don't ever use UV. I personally don't really use red on a handheld light. I do use it on headlamps. But I like that this does not have it. I like that it doesn't have a laser, that it doesn't have strobe and SOS. I like how simple it is. I like that you can have that really, really low moonlight mode, but then also have that blinding 1500 lumens of turbo. And that turbo, it will last over 2 minutes before it steps down. And then it steps down to about 600 lumens, and it will maintain that 600 all the way till the battery's depleted. The high, which is 800 lumens, that lasts over 10 minutes before it steps down to 600 lumens. But so a lot of output out of something this size, again, for over 10 minutes. That's very impressive. And hopefully you could tell from the beam shots, but it actually has a really nice combination of flood with the side lights and throw with that center light. It's a really nice combination beam. I also like that it's USB-C rechargeable, and this switch right here is super easy to find in the dark. Even if you have gloves on your hand, there's basically nothing on the back side at all, and you can easily find that button right there. A couple of things I'd like to see changed. First is that this does need to have a pocket clip, and from what I've read, coming soon they will have pocket clips, and you'll be able to retrofit the ones that don't have them. I added this little clip right here. It's from Tech Accessories. It's called the P7, and now when I drop it in my pocket, it basically stays vertical in here. Without this, it would like tilt sideways and like sometimes be completely horizontal, but it was just kind of weird to carry it. But yeah, now it pretty much just stays right up and down here. A second thing I'd recommend to Sofirn is to have more color options. To my knowledge right now, this gray color is the only one that's available, and again, I really do like the appearance of it, but I do kind of wish that there was a black available, and then people who like, you know, the oranges or the blues or whatever, but for sure maybe have a black available. I know some of you won't like the fact that this has an internal battery. It's not replaceable, but every flat style flashlight has the same, so that's nothing new. I couldn't find a lot of information on the warranty on this. I couldn't find it online, couldn't find it on Amazon, couldn't find it in the manual. Most of the Sofirn lights have a 1-year warranty, so I kind of assume it's the same with this one. So the ST1 is available on Amazon. At the time of me making the video, they're coming in around $33, but there's a clickable coupon bringing them down to $26. I really like this light, would definitely recommend it, and I think that's an incredible price on it. So I will leave that Amazon link down in the video description in case you guys want to find out more information on the ST1, if you want to read some of the reviews that's up there, or if you want to pick one up. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.